I'm just getting off work. I work overnight. I was in the car. I was like, I should do this video, you know? Hello. I'm Coco, also known as the Stuttering Poet, and as the title of this video says, just explaining why my name is the Stuttering Poet. And before I get started, if you do not know who I am, to give a little bit of context, I'm the Stuttering Poet. I've been writing poetry since I was about 13. I've been performing for about like 6 years. I live in Richmond, Virginia. I'm from Philly, and I perform around the city. I'm starting to try to go other places now, but yeah, I'm mainly based in Richmond, and I do poetry, and I also make music. So that's who I am, and yeah. I'm gonna start making some more of these little videos and stuff. I'm actually gonna be getting an actual camera soon. I just wanted to do this now because impulsiveness. I'm gonna just explain some ask myself some questions that I get often when I talk to people. I'm gonna go down the list of a few of those questions and answer them for you all. Okay, so the first question I'll ask, I feel like I should, is what's my real name? So my real name is Micaiah. I'm named after Mekhi Phifer. That's my mom's favorite actor. And she thought I was going to be a boy, but obviously I'm not. And yeah, she was just going to name me some other stuff, but then chose Micaiah. So that's my name. Okay, so the reason why my name is a Stuttering Poet is because I do stutter. Now it's gotten like way better. Like I would have an epiphany today, which I feel like I've been knew this, but I didn't really grasp it until today. Was that poetry was my like speech therapy, because that never really worked out. But that's another story. If I want a story on how speech therapy was. I grew up with a speech impediment. At first, it was just hard to understand me in the house. I was like the kindergarten, and my teacher was just like, oh, like she'll grow out of it. Like it's just usually normal. And I did grow out of it. However, I started to stutter. Ignore my now, and therefore I started to stutter. Yeah, it was like really, really bad. Like me talking now without stuttering is like, for some people, because it's just like, wow, like they remember like every word or every other word. Sorry if it's echoey, I'm moving out, so it's like not a lot of stuff in here. It's gotten way better now, and it may come out like every now and again, or just depending, it is what it is. But yeah, it's starting to go away. A bittersweet thing, because I have grown to love it, and now it's going away. But yeah, I kind of answered the third question and the first question. I kind of answered the third question and the second question. Do I really stutter? Yes, I do. Now, not as much. Like you can't really tell. People be kind of confused. But I've had that name since I was like 15, and I'm not going to change it because my name is a statement for people who do stutter. Not even just stutter, just have impediments in general. And like some people, they don't talk, because they don't want people to hear them, or they don't want to have like stutter and be embarrassed. And it's like, of course it is that moments, because like we have a unique reality, but I was never somebody who didn't talk. I talk all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like I was never scared to talk, like it may be some days where my stuttering is just bad and I don't feel like talking, because when you stutter you can't breathe, because like when you talk you're not breathing, so when you're stuttering, like you're not breathing. And so it's just like a whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And actually, if y'all want a video on that as well, how it is, being somebody who stutters. Some people be like, oh, like, well, why won't you just change your name? It's such a big part of who I am, and like the reason why I even start doing poetry. Even if I never stutter again a day in my life, that will still be my name, because that's something that I lived through, and that was the reason why I started doing poetry, and why and how I was able to use poetry to overcome it. Because speech therapy, it didn't help me. Like fifth grade helped me a little bit, but that's a whole different story. I really helped myself. I am my own speech therapy, and something, and I may do a whole different video on this, but I'm just going to just say this little part right now. Something I feel like is a misconception when it comes to like stuttering and stuff is like, okay, like mine is going away, but it's because I maneuver how I speak, like with people who are overcoming an impediment. Maybe it's just me, but for me personally, I I have to realize when I feel like I'm going to like stutter on certain parts. Like that's why sometimes I pause. Like just in that moment, I knew I was going to stutter, so I had to talk a certain way, you know. And so that's something I feel like people don't understand, is that like that's also why I'm not going to change my name, because it's not something that's just like, oh, it's gone, it's gone. Like I'm maneuvering around how I speak. Like I'm about to be 22, you know. I've been talking for this long. I formed a way to speak, so I'm not going to stutter as much, you know. Maybe sometimes where I'm kind of like just in the moment, I'm not really thinking or being conscious of how I'm talking, where it just happens. But yeah, that's a little side thing that I feel like is a common misconception. Sorry, my voice sounds so raspy. I need something to drink. Yeah, so that's something I feel like is a common misconception. And like, I try not to get like offended, like when people say, well, why don't you just change the name? But sometimes people say it a certain way, like they're being condescending, and it's like, mind your business. But yeah, that's the actual reason though. It's a big part of who I am and my story. It's something that I still deal with now, you know? Because if I was not consciously thinking about how I'm speaking, like I would be stuttering, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, people don't realize that it's something that you consistently have to take care of. I just realized, right? This is a super side note. I just want to say this because I feel like the video is not that long. You have to like see yourself like okay, for me, I have an idea of me in my head, but I sometimes feel like that is unreachable, you know? However, because that idea is true, that's why you're thinking it, other people can recognize that about you before you and try to like use that, you know. It's because you don't realize who you are. And so it's like, now I'm like really coming, because like I've been in the same city for 6 years just performing. Like I didn't really go nowhere else. Like I didn't even go to the surrounding places, you know. I was just like, because poetry was just something that I did as a hobby, and like people liked it. And like, it's just not, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why it's just clicking. Like, it's just now clicking. And it's like, it's clicked before, but it's like clicking differently, I guess. I don't freaking know. But it's like, I am amazing. You know? I need to kind of start stretching myself out like that and really pushing, you know? So that goes for you as well, you know. If you've been feeling like whatever, it's like, you can do this. That's why you're thinking these things. That's why you get sad when you're not doing it, because you know that you want to do it. That's what I have to say, man. I'm gonna make some more of these little videos, just some getting to know me type things, talk to you guys, and I will see you on the flip side. Ignore my nail. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at the Stuttering Poet. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I want to post like little snippets of these on my IGTV too. Give y'all a little sprinkle, but you gotta come here to see the real deal. I don't have any shows coming up. Oh, I'm lying. I definitely lied. August 13th. I have a show. I'm going to post a flyer, the information somewhere. Shout out to Lila for inviting me. If you're in Richmond, Virginia or the surrounding areas, come out. Come out. I think it'll be a fun time. Thank y'all for tuning in. And see you guys on the flip side.